Hello, everybody, and welcome back into the channel. And if you're new here, hello, my name is KL, and for Valentine's Day week, I wanted to get some romance movies watched. So I put up a poll for one, and that was Clueless from 1995. If you missed that reaction, definitely click up here for that. But I also wanted to do kind of a KL's choice pick. So today I am watching When Harry Met Sally from 1989. I chose this one because I feel like this movie always comes up whenever you ask for romance movie suggestions. I do know that Billy Crystal and Meg Ryan are who I'm gonna assume are Harry and Sally in this movie. I do know that they are the stars of this one. But other than that, I do not know the story of this, but I am so excited to finally watch this and check it out. So thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate you being here. And as always, if you want the full-length watch along, you can find that over on Patreon. Just make sure to bring your own copy of the movie for that. And with that, I don't have anything else left to say. I'm just so excited to get into this. So thank you again. Let's press play. Carrie Fisher. Sick. Now I'm even more excited.
I love you.
I love you.
Me, just me.
Awkward.
Oh, hi, Sally. Harry, this is Sally Albright.
Nice to meet you.
You want to drive the first shift?
No, you're there already. You can start.
So this is when they technically met, and he is clearly taken.
I miss you already.
I miss
Huh?
you.
I miss you already. Bye.
I'm not gonna lie, I kind of love that feeling when you're saying goodbye to somebody and you already miss them. It's a good sign that you give a shit.
Grape?
Oh my god.
No, I don't like to eat between meals.
Bro,
Why don't you tell me the story of your life? You had 18 hours to kill before we hit New York.
time to talk.
I'm going to journalism school to become a reporter.
Suppose nothing happens to you. You never meet anybody. You never become anything. And finally you die, one of those New York deaths that nobody notices for 2 weeks until the smell drifts into the hallway.
That was very descriptive.
You ever think about death?
Yes.
Sure you do. I spend hours. I spend days.
And you think this makes you a better person?
When the shit comes down, I'm gonna be prepared, and you're not. That's all I'm saying.
In the meantime, you're going to ruin your whole life waiting for it.
Great point. They already feel like a yin and yang. Heads and tails. Opposites attract.
Obviously, you haven't had great sex yet.
Yes, I have.
No, you haven't.
It just so happens that I have had plenty of good sex.
Oh, I love this song.
With whom did you have this great sex?
I'm not going to tell you that.
Meg Ryan is adorable, like always, but she's extra adorable in this movie.
You did not have great sex with Sheldon.
Is
A
it the
Sheldon
name?
can do your income taxes. If you need a root canal, Sheldon should be. It's the name. Do it to me, Sheldon. You're an animal, Sheldon. I'll have a number 3.
I'd like the chef salad, please, with the oil and vinegar on the side and the apple pie a la mode. And I don't want the ice cream on top. I want it on the side.
I am someone who like hates inconveniencing waitresses to take instructions back to the cooks. I don't ever do anything like that.
If you didn't break up, you wouldn't be here with me.
I am not with you.
Well, if you must know, it was because he was very jealous and I had these days of the week underpants. Where had I left Sunday? And I told him and he didn't believe me.
What?
They don't make Sunday because of God.
I'm gonna enjoy these conversations.
690.
Oh, look at him. I gotta remember though, he has a partner.
What?
You're a very attractive person.
She is. I agree.
So you're coming on to me.
Can a man say a woman is attractive without it being a come on?
They should be able to, but most just never just leave it like that. You know?
We are just going to be friends.
You realize, of course, that we could never be friends. Men and women can't be friends because the sex part always gets in the way.
So you're saying that a man can be friends with a woman he finds unattractive?
No, you pretty much want to nail them too.
What if they don't want to have sex with you?
Doesn't matter.
Well, I guess we're not going to be friends then.
Guess not.
You were the only person that I knew in New York.
I have too many thoughts about that conversation to get it out during the movie.
Thanks for the ride.
Yeah, it was interesting.
Good conversations. Yep. So how are they going to be?
We fell in love in high school.
Yeah, we were high school sweethearts.
I love all these different couples.
I saw her come out of Tough and Eddie's. She was just as beautiful as she was at 16.
He was just the same.
Oh, I love that. Oh my God, 5 years later. So they're gonna run into each other. And now she Here we go.
Joe, I thought it was you.
Harry, how you doing?
Good. How you doing?
I'm fine.
Oh, and here I thought he stopped because of her.
Sally Albright, Harry Burns. Harry and I, we used to.
I was wondering when it was gonna fucking click.
It was really good to see you, Joe.
You too, Harry.
Bye.
He made a pass at me, and when I said no, he was going with a girlfriend of mine. Oh, God, I can't remember her name.
They didn't stay friends. Her name was Amanda.
And this part I remember. He said that men and women could never really be friends. Do you think that's true?
No.
Do you have any women friends, just friends?
No.
No.
Amanda Reese.
There you go.
I love you.
I love you.
She's gonna be on the same plane, isn't she? As him. Yeah.
Regular tomato juice, filled up about 3/4, then add a splash and a little piece of lime, but
Would you two like to sit together?
Great. Thank you.
What a gentleman.
You were a good friend of,
Amanda's.
He also forgot.
Amanda Rice.
Reese.
Right. That's what I said. You were really good friends with her. We didn't make it because you were such good friends. And was it worth it? The sacrifice for a friend that you don't even keep in touch with?
I never considered not sleeping with you a sacrifice.
You were going to be a gymnast.
A journalist.
Right. That's what I said.
I am a journalist.
And you're with Joe. Well, that's great.
And he's single.
How did you
A
know that?
month.
You take someone to the airport, it's clearly the beginning of a relationship. That's why I have never taken anyone to the airport at the beginning of a relationship.
Wait,
Why?
what?
Because eventually things move on and you don't take someone to the airport. And I never wanted anyone to say to me, how come you never take me to the airport anymore?
You look like a normal person, but actually you are the angel of death.
Are you going to marry him?
It's been a month.
Neither one of us is looking to get married right now.
I'm getting married. Helen Hilson, she's a lawyer. She's keeping her name. Yeah. What's so funny about that? Plus, you know, you just get to a certain point where you get tired of the whole thing. The whole life of a single guy thing. Go back to her place, you have sex. How long do I have to lie here and hold her before I can get up and go home? Is 30 seconds enough? Somewhere between 30 seconds and all night is your problem.
I don't have a problem.
Yeah, you do.
I'm so glad that there are men out there that don't think like that.
Would you like to have dinner? Just friends.
I thought you didn't believe men and women could be friends.
No. I never said this.
Oh my gosh, this guy with his I never said that shit. It's driving me nuts.
The two people are in relationships. The pressure of possible involvement is lifted. That doesn't work either, because what happens then is the person you're involved with can't understand why you need to be friends with the person you're just friends with.
Harry, goodbye.
We were married 3 years. We got a divorce. Then I married Marjorie.
But first you lived with Barbara.
Then I married Katie.
Another divorce.
I ran into her. I was with some girl I don't even remember.
Roberta.
She's like, I fucking remember.
A month later, we're married.
35 years today after our first marriage.
The first one. I love that she counts from the first one. Another 5 year. Oh my gosh. Is this whole movie just going to be them running into each other every 5 years? Oh, there's Carrie.
Point is, he's never gonna leave her. You're right. You're right. I know you're right.
Oh, Carrie's gorge.
Sally found someone. Well, Sally got the last good one.
Oh, she
Joe
married
and I
now?
broke up.
Oh, never mind. So she was with him for 5 years and a month.
I'm not that upset. We've been growing apart for quite a while.
You had someone to go places with. You had a date on national holidays.
That doesn't...
I said to myself, you deserve
Yeah.
more than this. Well, I've had a few days to get used to it, and I feel okay.
I think this is my favorite hair on her so far.
I don't happen to find him attractive, but you might.
You fixed me up with him 6 years ago.
Oh.
Sorry. Ken Darman.
He's been married for over a year.
Married.
I love that she's got a whole fucking thing of men in her purse. The wave is one of those things that just reminds me how fucking adorable humans can be.
I don't know if I want to be married anymore. She wants a trial separation, but we can still date. Like, this is supposed to cushion the blow. I mean, I got married so I could stop dating.
You should still date when you're married, though. Date each other, I mean, not other people. Unless you agree on that.
When did you make this arrangement? She says a week ago. You've known for a week and you didn't tell me? And she says, I didn't want to ruin your birthday.
The fact that they participate in the wave in the middle of this very serious conversation is killing me.
She's in love with somebody else. She moved in with him.
Marriages don't break up on account of infidelity. It's just a symptom that something else is wrong.
That's very true.
So I just happened to see his American Express bill. There it was in his briefcase.
What if he came out and saw you?
I love those glasses.
He just spent $120 on a new nightgown for his wife. I don't think he's ever gonna leave her.
Here we go again. Oh, is she gonna try and set them up?
Staring at you.
Not knowing they already know each other?
I know him.
He's cute.
You think he's cute? 'Cause last time I saw him, he was getting married.
When was that?
6 years ago. Also, he never remembers me.
Sally Albright.
You can't say he never remembers you when it's only been one time since the time you met. This is now the second time.
How's Joe?
We just broke up.
I'm sorry, that's too bad.
Yeah. Well, you know.
Ask him about Helen.
How's married life?
Getting a divorce.
Oh, I'm sorry.
What happened with you guys?
When Joe and I started seeing each other, we wanted exactly the same thing. We wanted to live together, but we didn't want to get married because every time anyone we knew got married, it ruined their relationship. They practically never had sex again. Have sex on the kitchen floor and not worry about the kids walking in. Can fly off to Rome on a moment's notice. The thing is, Joe, we never do fly off to Rome on a moment's notice.
On the kitchen floor.
Not once. And I said, this is what I want. And he said, well, I don't. And I said, well, I guess it's over. And he left. That was the most that he could give. I am more and more convinced that I did the right thing.
Boy, you sound really healthy.
She does. Okay, so now that they're both single, we need to get some more frequent hanging out.
You know, the first time we met, I really didn't like you that much.
I didn't like you.
Yeah, you did. You were just so uptight then. You're much softer now.
You know,
Wow.
I hate that kind of remark. It sounds like a compliment, but really it's an insult.
Yeah.
Would you like to have dinner with me sometime?
Are we becoming friends now?
Yeah.
Great. A woman friend. You know, you may be the first attractive woman I have not wanted to sleep with in my entire life.
Oh my gosh, dude.
That's wonderful.
And the thing with it being a 10-year time jump since the first time they met is like they both have probably changed so much just based on their experiences, right? Sometimes you can meet someone and it's like, no, and then a decade later it's different.
In an elevator.
I was visiting
In
family.
the Ambassador Hotel in Chicago,
He was on the
Illinois.
The fact they're both talking at the same time is killing me.
I really miss Helen. Maybe I'm coming down with something.
Oh man, what he's wearing looks hella comfortable.
I don't miss him. I really don't. I miss the idea of him.
No, I miss the whole Helen.
Or maybe miss what could have been. Oh, I love this.
You're the worst kind. You're high maintenance, but you think you're low maintenance. Waiter, I'll begin with a house salad, but I don't want the regular dressing. On the side is a very big thing for you.
Well, I just want it the way I want it.
I think this is the beginning of a beautiful friendship.
Ooh, best last line of a movie ever.
Haven't seen the movie they're watching. Want to one day.
Faceless guy, okay, then what?
He rips off my clothes.
And that's the sex fantasy you've been having since you were 12.
Well, sometimes I varied it a little. What I'm wearing.
Okay.
For the rest of the day, we are going to talk like this.
Like this?
No, please. But I would be proud to partake of your pecan pie.
Oh, no.
Pecan
pie.
He did some like glances down at her lips there. That was cute.
Would you like to go to the movies with me tonight?
Oh.
Say yes.
While you have a hot date?
Well, yeah. Yeah, I was going to tell you about it, but I don't know.
Oh.
Oh, I think it's great that you have a date.
You do?
Yeah.
I am expecting a romance to develop, but we're getting the slow burn of it. The friendship foundational building, which I love.
I think you should wear skirts more. You look really good in skirts. You know, I have a theory that hieroglyphics are really an ancient comic.
I feel like that affected her a little bit.
It has to go this way.
This is a huge apartment.
How much worse can it get than finishing dinner, having him reach over, pull a hair out of my head, and start flossing with it at the table?
What?
And I ask her where she went to school, and she says Michigan State. And this reminds me of Helen. All of a sudden, I'm in the middle of this massive anxiety attack.
Oh, no.
Helen went to Michigan State?
No, she went to Northwestern, but they're both Big Ten schools.
Oh, my gosh. Connecting literally anything he can.
It might be months before we're actually able to enjoy going out with someone new.
True.
And maybe longer before we're actually able to go to bed with someone new.
Oh, I went to bed with her.
Of course he
You went
did.
to bed with her?
You enjoy being with her?
Yeah.
You find her attractive?
Yeah.
And you're not sleeping with her?
No.
You're afraid to let yourself be happy.
That's a good point.
I can say anything to her.
Are you saying you can say things to her you can't say to me?
No, it's just different. It's a whole different perspective.
This is why it's important to have friends, strictly just friends, of the opposite sex.
I made love to this woman, and it was so incredible.
I took her to a place that wasn't human. She actually meowed.
You made a woman meow?
Yeah, that's the point. I can say these things to her. And the great thing is, I don't have to lie because I'm not always thinking about how to get her into bed.
You made a woman meow?
Love that that's what he's focused on.
You know, I'm so glad I never got involved with you. I just would have ended up being some woman you had to get up out of bed and leave at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Hey, I don't feel great about this, but I don't hear anyone complaining.
I feel like he doesn't actually feel terrible about it, though.
How do you know that they're really?
What are you saying? That they fake orgasm?
Most women at one time or another have faked it.
Well, they haven't faked it with me.
Every man says that.
That all men are sure it never happened to them, and most women at one time or another have done it, so you do the math.
You don't think that I can tell a difference?
He could be able to tell the difference. It's possible.
Ooh.
Oh my gosh.
Oh.
Is this gonna be like that scene in Friends when Monica? Oh my god.
Oh. Oh, God. Yes. Yes. Oh.
I would never. You couldn't pay me money to do this in a public place.
Oh.
I love.
I'll have what she's having.
I could never. I am proud of her for doing that right there, though, because that just proved such a good point to him. I do think women eventually reach an age, though, and it's a different age for everybody, but we eventually hit the point where we're like, we're never faking it again. If it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. And that's just how it's going to be. But also sometimes it's a safety thing. Sometimes you have to fake it if you feel like it's a way out, which is also not good. And that's a big conversation that I won't get into right now. They're getting a damn Christmas tree. So whose place is this going into? This is a very coupley thing to do. I'm waiting for them to realize that they're good together. Look at this. Oh my god, there's no way they're still friends.
I like you without your beard. You can see your face.
Well, see, I prefer the beard. I prefer the facial hair. Ooh, look at that, look at that, look at that, look at that.
The next New Year's Eve, if neither one of us is with anybody, you got a date.
Deal.
I feel like he just realized, oh no. Oh no. But also, oh yes, she's realizing it too. Oh, come on. Great song choice for this.
Want to get some air?
Yeah.
You know you want to.
Happy New Year.
That was like a parent-child peck that they just did.
At that moment, I knew. I knew the way you know about a good melon.
I knew the way you know about a good melon.
$60 I spent on this big, stupid arrangement of flowers, and I wrote a card that I planned to leave on the front table where Arthur would just happen to see it.
Oh my gosh, girl.
He never even came over. He's never gonna leave her.
You gotta give up. Move on.
Harry is one of my best friends, and you are one of my best friends. And if by some chance you two hit it off, then we could all still be friends.
I don't know about this.
It's just a dinner.
Oh, they're gonna run into each other, and is Carrie's character and him gonna hit it off? And then Harry and Sally are like, well, it's back to just us two again. Oh, he's trying to set him up with Sally. Sally's trying to set.
I'm really just not a big fan of Jimmy Preston.
Well, he's the reason I became a writer, but that's not important.
Awkward. Nobody is having a good time.
I think restaurants have become too important.
Restaurants are to people in the 80s what theater was to people in the 60s. I read that in a magazine.
I wrote that.
Yeah, this is going exactly as I predicted. Okay, time for us to do some seat switching.
Nobody has ever quoted me back to me before.
What do you think of Jess? Do you think you could go out with him?
I'm just worried about Harry. He's very sensitive. He's going through a rough period. And
Harry's fine. Harry will be fine.
If you don't think you're gonna call Marie, do you mind if I call her?
No.
I mean, Sally's very vulnerable right now. I mean, you can call Marie, it's fine, but just like wait a week or so, you know?
A week? Oh my god, no.
I think I'll get a cab.
I'll go with you.
Great.
Wow. They left without saying goodbye.
I found a nice girl for you. We were not supposed to meet until the wedding. If I don't like the way she looks, I don't marry her. But she looked really nice to me. So I said, Okay.
I could never personally, because one of the most attractive men I've ever been with was the biggest gaslighter ever. So, all right, so we've done another time jump. I love how many time jumps are in this movie.
Sally, please report to me.
Chicks and ducks and geese better scurry when I take you out in my surrey.
The wheels are yellow, the upholstery.
Who? Helen?
This is Iris Stone.
I'm sorry, this is Sally Albright.
Nice to meet you.
Hi.
Awkward.
See you.
Yeah, bye.
I kind of looked like the guy from the plane way back when. Oh man, they're still hurt there.
Look, it had to happen at some point. In the city of 8 million people, you're bound to run into your ex-wife. So boom, it happened. And now I'm fine.
It is actually weird though, like how sometimes you can run into people like that in a huge city.
What do you think?
It's nice.
Case closed. What's so awful about it? I don't object to any of your things.
If we had an extra...
I love that they worked out and they're moving in together. Amazing.
Harry, come on. Someone has to be on my side.
Harry's in a whole other world right now, brother.
We started out like this.
Oh no, don't ruin this. Don't ruin this. Please don't ruin this for them.
6 years later, you find yourself singing Surrey with a fringe on top in front of Ira. Sooner or later, you're gonna be screaming at each other about who's gonna get this dish. You'll go 15 rounds over who's gonna get this coffee table. Roy Rogers' garage sale coffee table.
I thought you liked it.
I was being nice!
He just bumped into Helen.
Yeah. And they're still hurt there.
I will never want that wagon wheel coffee table.
Should anything happen, it is yours.
You never get upset about Joe. I never see that back up on you. How is that possible? Don't you experience any feelings of loss? Have you slept with one person since you broke up with Joe?
That will prove I'm over Joe because I fucked somebody. Harry, you're gonna have to move back to New Jersey because you slept with everybody in New York, and I don't see that turning Helen into a faint memory for you.
Woo!
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Oh no.
Baby's breath.
Baby, Rosemary's baby mouth.
Baby fish mouth.
Baby talk.
Baby talk.
That was not the way to draw that.
You're wonderful.
All right, who wants coffee?
I do and I love you.
I wasn't expecting her to be with someone. And he's with somebody. Oh my gosh. I wasn't expecting the woman next to him to be his partner. My brain just went, they're gonna be single until the moment they realize.
Emily's a little young for Harry, don't you think?
She's young, but look what she's done.
Does Julian seem a little stuffy to you?
He's a good guy. You should talk to him.
Julian is great.
Emily is terrific.
Of course, when I asked her where she was when Kennedy was shot, she said Ted Kennedy was shot?
I'm really curious on that age gap now. I feel like neither of them are happy with their partners though.
Could you come over?
What's the matter?
He's getting married. Joe!
I'll be right there.
Oh. Are we finally gonna unpack some feels?
I'm sorry to call you so late.
It's all right.
That is a good friend who will come over the moment you say, I need you to come over.
I really am over him. I can't believe I was ever remotely interested in any of this. He said I have some news.
Aw.
He just met her. She's not supposed to be the one.
Okay, how many years has it been though? Since Joe? Hasn't it been like fucking almost a decade at this point? Maybe not that long. Like 6 years? 6 years? 7 years?
He didn't want to marry me.
Yeah, girl. Sucks. But it is what it
Love
is.
me.
Yeah, girl. Sucks.
If you could take him back right now, would you?
No. Please say no.
No.
Good.
But why didn't he want to marry me? I'm difficult.
You're challenging,
I'm too structured. I'm completely closed off.
but in a good way.
And I'm gonna be 40.
When?
So it's like,
Someday.
In 8 years.
okay.
Charlie Chaplin had babies when he was 73.
Yeah, but he was too old to pick him up.
Oh my God. Sorry. I don't know why that line just killed me so bad. I adore this. I adore this.
Harry, could you just hold me a little longer?
Oh, sure. Oh.
Finally. Oh my God. Oh no. What is going through his mind right now? What an angle.
You have all your videotapes alphabetized and on index cards.
Do you want to go to sleep?
Okay.
I feel like both of them were kind of just getting comfortable with that. Oh boy.
I gotta go. But after work, I'd like to take you out to dinner if you're free. Are you free?
Yes.
Fine, I'll call you later.
Okay, that wasn't bad.
Yours.
We did it. They did it. That's great, Sally. It's like 2 wrongs make a right.
The during part was good,
I thought it was good.
but then I felt
But
suffocated.
then I guess it wasn't.
Jesus, I'm sorry.
The
I
worst.
had to get out of there.
He just disappeared.
I feel so bad.
But call me later if you want.
I'll call you later, okay?
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Tell me I'll never have to be out there again.
No, these two are great. But now I don't know if this movie is going to end with them parting ways and just remaining friends, or if they're actually going to be together.
I'm not saying last night wasn't great.
It was.
Yes, it was.
We just never should have done it.
I couldn't agree more. Great.
Yeah.
Y'all are not relieved at all. You thought saying that would make you feel relieved, but you're not actually feeling relieved, and there's gonna be more.
Maybe you get to a certain point in a relationship where it's just too late to have sex.
I don't buy that, but I can understand the feeling.
Is Harry bringing anyone to the wedding?
I don't think so.
They're getting married, yay!
He was seeing this anthropologist, but
What does she look like?
thin, pretty, big tits. Your basic nightmare. What do you think?
Beautiful.
It's just beautiful.
The vows they will take, join their lives, binds all their hopes together.
Oh, yeah, she is. Well, it's great.
Harry keeps looking over at her.
Hi.
Hello.
Nice ceremony.
Beautiful.
Ooh, things are awkward.
Are you seeing anybody?
Harry,
What?
I don't want to talk about this.
Why not?
Are we gonna carry this thing around forever?
Forever. It just happened.
It happened 3 weeks ago.
Okay, timeline, 3 weeks.
I'm not saying it didn't mean anything. I am saying, why does it have to mean everything?
Because it does. You should know that better than anybody because the minute that it happens, you walk right out the door.
We both agreed it was a mistake.
The worst mistake I ever made.
What do you want from me?
I don't want anything from you.
Hold me a little longer, Harry. What was I supposed to do?
And you took pity on me?
No, I was...
Fuck you.
Oh my gosh.
I'd like to propose a toast to Harry and Sally. If Marie or I had found either of them remotely attractive, we would not be here today.
Wow. What a way to say that.
Have yourself a merry...
Oh, she has to do this by herself now. I'm sad their friendship is not happening, really. I haven't talked about it yet during this movie, but there are instances where like you can be such good friends with someone of the opposite sex, and then maybe you think, oh, let's see if it can be more. You have sex, and then you realize, no, it was a mistake. And then it wrecks the friendship, and then there's that feeling of like, oh, it'll never go back to the way it was. It's complicated.
If you're feeling sad and lonely, there's a service I can render. Tell the one who digs you only.
Hi, Harry.
Hello, hi. Just called to say I'm sorry.
I gotta go.
What are you doing for New Year's? If you don't have a date, we always said that if neither one of us had a date.
I can't do this anymore. I am not your consolation prize.
Firm, to the point.
Coming to you live from the...
What's so bad about this?
Don't get around.
I don't know why I let you drag me to this.
I have the streets all to myself. Who needs to be at a big, crowded party pretending to have a good time?
I love walks like that, to be honest.
Read the card.
Hilarious.
You realize, of course, that we can never be friends.
Why not? That's not true.
He always wants to have sex with her.
Interesting that we're revisiting this convo.
Well, I guess we're not gonna be friends then.
Guess not.
They did have a beautiful friendship, though.
It had to be you.
It had to be you.
I wandered around.
Are we getting a race to the clock? A race against the clock, not to the clock.
Well, the thought of not kissing somebody is just...
I'll kiss you.
What? The guy who plays Jess has voice acted in something. His voice sounds so familiar. I can't place it, though.
I love you.
What?
I love you. How about you love me too?
How about I'm leaving?
I love that you get cold when it's 71 degrees out. I love that it takes you an hour and a half to order a sandwich. I love that you get a little crinkle above your nose when you're looking at me like I'm nuts. You are the last person I want to talk to before I go to sleep at night. I came here tonight because when you realize you want to spend the rest of your life with somebody, you want the rest of your life to start as soon as possible.
That is just like you, Harry. You say things like that and you make it impossible for me to hate you. I really hate you.
Can you correct your words now, please?
First time we met, we hated each other.
No, you didn't hate me. I hated you. And then we fell in love. 3 months later, we got married.
Yeah, it only took 3 months.
12 years and 3 months.
12 years and 3 months.
Very rich chocolate sauce on the side.
Right, because not everybody likes it on the cake because it makes it very soggy.
It had to be you.
That was lovely. All right, if you enjoyed my reaction to When Harry Met Sally, please let me know by clicking that like button down below. Make sure to subscribe so you can come back for more reactions down the road. Oh my gosh, y'all. I really, really enjoyed this movie. Very rewatchable. I am happy to rewatch this in the future. Billy Crystal, Meg Ryan, fantastic, fantastic chemistry with one another. I really just believed them as like the friends they were, and then, you know, was rooting so hard for them in the end. And I love the way this story was told, you know, with multiple time jumps throughout. In the early stages, we had big ones, and then, you know, once they actually started their friendship, a little bit fewer time jumps and not nearly as long. But this kind of thing can happen so often in real life, right? Where it's either wrong place, wrong time, or you're not at the right stage of your life or the right age. Like when they first met, they were in their early 20s, right? I couldn't see them together back then, to be honest. Like I just couldn't. But with all these time jumps, and then, you know, after the big ones, then they finally formed a friendship, started a friendship, and then I loved their friendship. And I love that these two developed such a good, strong, foundational friendship before finally realizing, like, yeah, we're two peas in a pod. We are meant to be, and that was really lovely. But it was interesting because I didn't know how this movie was going to end. It felt like it could go either way. It genuinely felt like this movie could end kind of on a bittersweet note, where it's like, you know, we're not going to work as a relationship, but even if this movie ended with them having a super strong friendship still, I would have been fine with that. But the fact that they did end up together in the end, you know, acknowledge those feelings for one another, acknowledge that, like, we work, that made me really happy. So I'm very glad for that. I am so excited to edit this one just to revisit a lot of these conversations. There were some really, really good ones in here, and I just love how realistic this movie felt. Many times it didn't feel like acting. The only time it felt like acting was when Meg Ryan was doing her cry. Personally, I think that Meg Ryan has never been great at acting crying. I don't know why. Like there's just something about her face that makes it feel not believable. One of my favorite scenes in this movie was the double date, which I thought was so funny because, you know, Sally wanted to set up Marie with Harry. Harry wanted to set up Jess with Sally. And even before the restaurant, like, I fucking knew. I was like, this is not going to work out. Jess and Marie are going to be the ones that fucking connect and hit it off. And y'all are still going to, you're still going to be just the two of you. And that's exactly how it played out. The fact that they ended up getting married, I thought was fantastic. And, you know, it's such a great way to meet people is to have either like a setup happen and work, or exactly what happened here, where it's like, you know, you go on a double date, but you end up liking the other person. But my absolute favorite moment of this movie was the very end, when Harry listed off all of those things that he loved about her. And it made me emotional. I didn't cry, but like I felt my eyes get teary, because that's what so many people want at the end of the day, is for someone to say things like that about them, for someone to notice your quirks and love them. And I felt bad for Sally in that one scene where she was talking about how she's too difficult, she's too this, she's too that. She pushed him away, you know, with respect to Joe, right? And the way that Harry was just like, no, you're just challenging. And like, no, you didn't push him away. It's like, it's so true. And your quirks will be charming to someone out there in the world. And that's why you have to be authentically you all the time, because even if you are not, like, let's say the majority's cup of tea, we'll call it, you are someone's cup of tea. There is someone out there that is right for you. There is someone out there that will adore you and appreciate you for everything that you are. And that's also what you should be looking for as well. when you're looking for someone, like, look out for those quirks. And, you know, if someone's quirks really bother you, that's fine. Like, you're allowed to not like someone's quirks, but I think that when you meet someone and you love their quirks, that's when you know that, like, oh, this is something special. And not even just from a romantic perspective either. Like, some of my closest friends, I adore their quirks. And adoring their quirks is, like, a reason why I love them as friends and love having them in my life. So it works in all aspects, platonically, romantically. And so I just love that this movie highlighted that for us. That was really, really sweet. Yeah, this is a good one. I have no complaints. Some very, like, real conversations in this one. Some very real feelings. Some very real, like, oof moments. I cannot wait to edit. I can't wait to rewatch this one. This is definitely a 5 out of 5 romance movie for me. And yeah, Billy and Meg were fantastic. Loved them. Loved Carrie as well. I loved her role in this movie. Bruno, I think is his name, who played Jess. Really liked him as well. And yeah, this is just a super good, feel good romance movie. I'm so glad I picked it. I'm so glad I've watched it. And I'm really excited now to go to Letterboxd to see what some other people have to say. Okay, so before getting into the Letterboxd reviews, I just went to this movie on Letterboxd and I'm reading like the blurb about the movie. Can two friends sleep together and still love each other in the morning? During their travel from Chicago to New York, Harry and Sally debate whether or not sex ruins a friendship between a man and a woman. 11 years later, and they're still no closer to finding the answer. It's so funny how that's the focus of the movie. And it makes sense because we revisited that conversation later in the movie. We saw Harry kind of like replaying that in his mind. But I'm walking away from this movie like not feeling that was the sole focus of it, to be honest. Like if someone asked me what this movie was about, I don't even know that I would want to bring up that conversation. And maybe I'm totally off base here. Like I probably am, because clearly that's what the draw is for this movie, right? But I think this movie was so much more than that. Yes, the sex that they did have played a very pivotal part of this movie, but I don't know. For me, it was so much more than that. Does anyone else feel the same way? Let me know. 4.5-star review. She has great hair. He has god-awful hair. Simple as that. Aw, poor Billy Crystal. 4.5-star review. I want every single outfit in this movie. I love that someone said that because yeah, the outfits in this movie were fantastic. I really loved how well-dressed everybody was. They looked great. Another 4.5-star review. A perfect little movie that I would recommend to anyone. Unless it's New Year's Eve and you haven't kissed anyone in 10 months because of a pandemic, and the movie serves as a reminder that you've been in love 3 times in your life and each time you really and truly blew it. In that case, I would not recommend watching it. This is a purely hypothetical situation. No further questions. I just remembered that in the movie, when they focused on that conversation about like, can men and women just be friends? And Harry thought it's impossible because of the fact that all men want to have sex with attractive women no matter what, and friendships anyway. I mentioned that like I could talk about that, but it would be far too long to talk during the movie. Basically, the gist of it is like, that's a load of shit. And I've never, ever believed that. And I know that this was, you know, a different time, late 80s, you know, and I obviously did not live as an adult in the late 80s. I don't believe that every man can be like just blanket statement, every man's the same, every man is like that. I don't think that's ever been a thing, especially now, just with how times have changed, society. Like I really, really treasure the friendships that I have with men. I always have. And I have been friends with many men in my life that I've had absolutely no desire to ever be intimate with. And I know that the perspective from a woman's side is different from a man's side, but I mean, I've had these conversations with male friends before. And yes, you could probably tell me in the comments, oh, they were bullshitting, they were lying till you blah, blah, blah. But I don't buy it. I do not buy it. I think it is very, very, very valuable to have platonic friendships of the opposite sex in your life. And if you don't, make the effort to get that, because it's meaningful and valuable. And there was that one conversation that Harry had with Jess where he talked about how, like, yeah, it's different with Sally. He can talk to her about XYZ, and it is different. It's important. It's important. I will die on that hill. That's my thoughts. And now we've reached that time in the video where I turn it to you and ask you to leave your comments down below about this film. Do you love it? Let me know why. Do you not care for this one? Also, let me know why. Cannot wait to read your comments and talk to you all about this movie. And if you are not yet subscribed to the channel, click here to do so. And if you want to continue on watching something else of mine, click over here. I will include my romance playlist down here. If you have not yet watched my reactions to the Before trilogy, oh my gosh, would highly recommend. And if you haven't seen those films, you gotta watch them. Thanks for watching with me tonight, and we'll catch you later. Take care.